Hello guys, so new prediction for next week, but first quick recap. Basically the prediction of last week was 100% correct. We saw the move for the retest and the pullback for the 530. I think yes, this is it. This is the pullback. So the question is, what will be this week? Because as you can guess, and probably you already follow some YouTuber and see some stuff, everybody is panicking because of the big drop. So the question is, do or will we see a continuation further down, or is it the end of the pullback? All right. So we will examine everything and probably few more EDF because they might be interesting, and then we will try to sum it up at all. So first, if we look at it here, let's go for the weekly. So at the weekly, we can see we are in uptrend, guys. All right, so we touched here, we follow, we touched here in the blue, and now we're touching here again at the blue. So examine it in eyes from the past eyes. We can see usually this is a bounce area, and what we see here, we see a tail. All right, so it touched, almost touched, and then bounce back. So we might see some sort of resting period in the middle, something like here, and then a continuation further to the upside. So this is on the weekly, so we are still on the weekly on a bullish trend. If we look at it and we look at the stochastic, we can see that we have a divergence. This is 97, probably much above. This is 93, which means that, as we saw, and as I said in my previous videos, that the second push is much weaker than the first push. And this is probably obvious. So in order to push further for the 600, so this is my end target for the SPY, it needs to bring more buyers. And consider that there are buyers here and here and here which already in profit. We need new buyers to push it further. In order to bring new buyers, the consolidation need to basically convince a lot more people to buy and not to sell. And at the moment, the market is not telling us that. All right. Job claim is very low. We see a company firing more people. The revenue is okay, but not definitive very good. Even though we have an AI, but let's say nothing much to do so, maybe in 3, 4, 5 years from now, but at the moment, not that much. And this is the divergence we see. So if we, I draw here a trend, I don't know if you can see it, it almost touch it. So if it break it, we can see further down for the 500 and touching the 50 moving average. All right, it probably be here something, but we can see a bounce, and usually the computer like to buy from a bounce area. And it didn't bounce from the 50, so probably it will bounce from here. So I could see it making a green wick and bouncing up. If we move for the daily, all right, with the daily, we can still see the divergence here. You can see making lower low, higher low, and this is a higher high. This is the divergence. And the prediction was, because we saw here the break, that we're gonna touch here and even further, and it did. And what happened when it almost touched it? Immediately all the computer magically start to buy. This is why you see this candle, all right? Because this is a very key level. If it breaks it, it's not that good. You can see it here. It's moved down, touch it, immediately started to buy. And we could see some price action like this, something 1, 2, 3 making a higher low, so we can see something like this, and then a break of continuation higher. All right. So but on the daily, there is still not a divergence for the moving for the upside. All right. And if we let it make it smaller, you can see this is basically the same. This is moving low, this is moving low, no divergence. And if I'm looking for a nice divergence, I can see it from here. This is low, and let me check. This is 347. This is, yeah, almost to the zero. So from here to there, this is moving high, this is moving low. This is the divergence. All right, guys. And if we look at it here, I can look at, let's compare it to this place. This is live, guys, so I'm not like preparing. This is 0.25, not that low. This is probably higher, 3, yeah. So it could mean a little bit deeper pullback, or let's say moving inside and then push a little bit lower with a big red candle, and even staying in this zone, price zone, in order to push it further down. So far there is still no divergence. And why it's not that good? Because if it immediately try to push higher, and I don't think it yet, I think it will do something like this. If it will try to push higher, it can create divergence of short continuation. So if it try to push higher, it can create a short continuation, and then a big drop can push it for the 510, 500 and even 20 or even lower. All right, so this is very important. All right, sorry guys, the kid. All right, and so far the daily we see nice volume and buyers coming in. Now let's check the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart was exactly, it buy exactly from this key level, and if we see a red cross below or close below 520, 510, 505. Okay guys, so you have an even 500, you have a key zone to check it out. Yes, we are the trend change in the 4-hour chart, and this is big, but we can see there in the 4-hour chart there is the divergence. You can see it here and there. All right, this is not a straight line, sorry guys, but this is higher low, this is lower low, and this is a shift in the trend, guys. So probably if you want to be risky, 5-3, let's say a round number 534, close above it, trying to push higher. Will it be in a straight line? I don't think so. There is going to be a fight. Also, if we check here, you can see here another divergence of pullback. This is making lower low, this is higher low. So I think we will see something like this, and this will be a key entry if you like to test it. We can see the momentums wanted to be positive and basically failing, but I can see it coming back to a green zone. Will it be a pullback in a downtrend or a continuation of the up and breaking all-time high? So far, because I'm a little bit positive, this is a good entry. Either way, even if you want to average down, this is a good entry. So even if the price will continue follow, this is a good entry for averaging down. So if you bought here, now you can buy here and later here and start averaging down. If you think it's move up, this is another good zone to buy. So for me, this is a good zone to enter in some of my investment. But again, this is not a recommendation. Everyone should check on his own and do its own due diligence. That's just my ideas for me slowly. So this is the 400-hour chart. If we look at it on the 1-hour chart, you can see a big break. And so far it's tried to push. You can see the consolidation here. You can see the volume coming in green and then ending. So I can see it on Monday opening strong to the upside, try to attack the 540, closing the gap here. And if it's closing above, continuation here to the 50 moving average of the 1-hour chart, the 200 moving average, and then try to push higher. You can see this trend is still down. It didn't break it much yet. So we still don't have any clear sign of trying to move for the upside. You can look at it here, the trend down, trend down, trend down. And this is the break of the trend, retest and moving up. So if I could trend down, if it will do it pullback, this will be a still trend down, and then I will looking for a retest and then pushing for the upside. So something like this and break, and this will be a key point of maybe changing the trend. All right, guys. Do we see any divergence? No divergence. So on the 1-hour chart, could see still weakness in this phase. Let me check something here. If we do something like this, this is the low, this is the high here, right? You can see the pullback want to reach again for the maybe 546. This is the Fibonacci level. And if we take it up from this area, you can see this is the 50 area. So this is a good, and usually the SPY like to touch the 50 area. You will see immediately the Qs liking to touch the 6180. The SPY tend to touch the 50 and bounce from it if the buyer will come. So guys, let's check something. So because the SPY touched the key level here, the 528, I will watch it very closely, because if it will break below and close below, next key zone, it's not that good. This is the 505, and this is not that good. All right, guys. For people for the short term, because this will be a great buying zone for people taking the investment for a long time. So watch it closely how the market behave. But at the moment, if I checking my algo, I can see the strength coming in, and this is the reason why I think it will try to push for the 535 in the short term. If we look at it again on the 1-hour chart, 530, where is it? 535. Maybe from there try to reverse and then break it, and if it break the 535, the next up zone is somewhere near the 544, and next zone is 553. So 535, 544, where it is, someplace here. And next zone we set 552, 563, let's say, and here. So you have the key level, guys, which those key levels are for me. I will watch them. Let's move for the queue and see if there is something. All right. Queues again. Let's try to do it more quick. You see the SPY, hold it here. The queues, of course, push it much lower. There is no divergence here. Still, this is 96.74. This is, let's say, 88. So this is the divergence. And sorry, no divergence where it is. 97. I think this is 96. Small divergence, but no divergence here. So it can try to push a little bit lower, maybe just to touch, and then start to push. If it closes below, not that good. It can even continue for the 400. At the moment, the queues seem positive. I think it wants to attack the 549 on the small time frame. We'll try to touch the 550. Try to touch the 451.50, and if it break it, it will try to attack the 456 and maybe even try the 473.50. So if we go here for the 400 chart, you can see it didn't touch yet our key level. I think it will try to put a little bit down and then jump higher. Do we see any divergence? Some sort of 479. This is 11, so divergence or a pullback. This is higher low. This is a lower low, maybe above here for 40 if you want to be adventurous. So be very careful with your decision. We can see here, let me make it smaller. You can see again, this is here. It didn't touch, but I don't like it because this is a deeper pullback. But again, you can see there is a divergence between here, even here and there. So this is the reason why I think the bar will come. The computer seeing this. It could take some time, maybe a small fake pullback and then pushing for the upside. But I could see something happening like this. This is moving down, and then you can see a scenario of making higher lows, and then breaking for the upside again, changing the trend and pushing forward. 1 hour chart, what I see, this is basically the same. You can see the big volume coming in, nothing much there. I think it will try to attack higher. The queues already give a sign of strength. Do I think it will touch the 427? Here, this is the end zone. This is the end zone because if it will move below that, big drop. Not that good. So I think the buyers will come from this place if they want to hold it. So to sum it up, if you want to be safe, wait for it for the 450. This is a round number. See how it's open on Monday. If it's started open with a, let's say, a gap, this is a good one. It will try to close maybe and push further for the upside, but still be very careful because this is a downtrend, small downtrend. Any push further can create divergence, so be prepared. So, but I don't think it will be in a smaller time frame divergence. All right, because you see it needs to push here, and there are lots of sellers there. So in order to clear the divergence, it needs to make a lot of effort. And this is the reason why I think it will take some time, right? Few days or even a week. but it's very close for support zone. If what we want to see here, let's work for the daily. All right, let's see where is the Fibonacci here? I think it was 6180, guys. All right, remember, SPY like the 50, Qs like the 6180. Oh, so this is it. IWM. Oh, what a fake he did. What a fake he did, guys. See what happened? Not that good. It can hang there a little bit. This is the divergence it already did, so it needs to a little bit move a little bit. I don't know if it will try to clear this gap, but any move further down will create a big divergence for the upside for continuation. This will be very good. I saw the warning for trying to. This is a spike. Be very careful. It was green. Took in all the bars and immediately flash up. And this is good because usually it tried to take out all the stop losses and coming back for its original trend. If we check it here, we saw there is no divergence. Okay, it's moving up. But at the moment, let me check it here. This is a big negative, which is not that good. But I think, or let's check it. 884. Yes, this is lower, so probably small one, and immediately push for the upside. And if we check it from here again, divergence for the upside. The upside doesn't mean bull trend. It means pullback. In order to be in a bull trend, we need to clear this high. All right, guys. But we can see this is here. This is what I don't like. All right, guys. So we saw the Qs was the first to change the trend, second the SPY, and now here. So which is it means, but we're probably gonna see it looking like this. And let's hope not. So it can try to move here and then change. So be very careful with it. This is the reason why you should be a little bit more careful with entering. Even though it's a very low, it seems very cheap now. Be very careful. You can see the gap here. It wants to close. It didn't, so it probably tried to push a little bit further. At the moment, it seems that it wants to reach for the 204, 203 even, and from there try to look for the buyers. Do we have any strength? A little bit strength that can push the price to the 212 again. And it can do so and then find some resistance. And if the buyers hold the 207, 208 price, it can push again for all-time high. All right, guys. So wait for it. Now I want to talk. I never talked about them, but look what happened because it's very unique. Let's talk about TLT. All right, guys. TLT, US Treasury, 20 years. See what happened. Let's look on the daily. Boom. Why was that? A lot of money entered because of the 100, let's say almost 100% expectation of the interest rate to get cut in September. So a lot of money pulled into those TLT. All right, guys, which means this is maybe one reason why we see a rotation of money, just a rotation. And when the rotation will be finished, all the money will pour again to the the S&P and the Qs again. This is the TLT. Excel, let's check the XLU, the utilities. See what happened in the utilities. Utilities Even though it ended red, it is let's say green because it closed above the opening. So what happened again? Market is positive. So basically this is a defensive market, and money pure to this um, ADF, and again the XL, I think it's P, yeah, XLP, yeah, consumer staple. Again, what happened? Let's say this is a sideways, make a high spike higher, and you see the buyers coming back in. So we see basically rotation of the market for some defensive. So you know what? Let's check the Excel healthcare again. Still positive. It didn't drop. Let's check the. I hope I'm correct. Again, this is the real estate. Very positive, guys. So this is a rotation of money for a little bit more defensive. So it doesn't mean a crash of the market or weakness in the market. This is just mean a rotation of give for the your portfolio more defensive mode, a little bit more defensive. And this is reasonable because on the past year, a lot of money was to all the AI stocks, the Qs and companies that invest in it, and probably leverage it too much, and now they need to for the end of the year a little bit make it more balanced. So this is what makes me a little bit optimistic, because when they will finish, where they're gonna put the money again? In the Qs and the SPY. So now let's talk about Tesla. All right, Tesla, big drop. It dropped there, and we knew it was gonna touch here and touch the 206. If we check it here, I think will it touch the 200, even the 185? It's fine. Some strength at the end of the session, but I still think Tesla will probably want to hit even below even the 188, so I can still see it, and it didn't finish. You can see it was a little bit but immediately push, so I can still see it pushing further. Tesla is a little bit more volatile. Tesla like to go for the 76 area, so here. So it's a little bit more volatile than the Qs, and from there try to push further. If we check the 1 hour chart, see how it looks. Let me clear. This is from intraday trading. So again, we can see a big oversold as we saw in the market. No divergence, same consolidation. So I can assume it will try to push up. Could do so, but I will probably wait a little bit to see how it reacts to the 208.50 in the smaller time frame, to see if it still wants to push further. A lot of volume got in at the end of the session. Lots of volume. And you don't see it, so probably can push a little bit for the upside, and then probably try to bring more buyers, and let's say what I could see it a buying opportunity, and if it will push higher, it can even clear the 216, guys. So even if, let's say the 210, if it can push high, it clear the 216, make some reverse, and then continue for the upside. But at the moment, it touched the key level. Usually it like to test it. Will it make it even further? It can do so. Do we have divergence? This is 569. Not yet, so it could push further, and it would be let's say more testly for it to do too much. A lot of writing and then pushing for the upside. So at the moment I will be very careful with Tesla. If it on the daily basis inside there, you can trade it and enjoy the volatility, which is very high, which is very good. But be very careful of if you think of it of an investment at the moment. Let the chart give you the sign for it to enter for a long side. Let's move for Apple. Apple, as we said, is this is the stock to go to if the market doesn't know what to do, if it's very risky. This is the reason why you see Apple holding the line. All right, even if it was, you can see it here red. This is a change in trend. This is holding the line. So it doesn't act like the rest of the market, and this is a good sign. See it on the daily. It was resting here. So yes, the sellers make a push again. This is why give this candle and this volume, and there is a divergence for the upside. So just need another good entry candle for the long side. Let's look at it on the 1 hour chart, see how it looks. Do we have it? This is downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. It didn't break the trend, or maybe try to break it. So I think it will try to bring more buyers and then push for the upside. I could see it. I can see it if we check it here because there is no big divergence. Check here. It's 91. This is a small divergence for continuation down. So I could see it try to push further down and then try to push up. Will it make a big move for the downside? I don't know. But yeah, I think you have the lines. This is the 50, this is the 200. Maybe we'll try to test it, but if it will close here, it will push further down. I don't think Apple likes to this area. So I will watch it if it's hold the tail there and the bars will come again. So this is a nice candle. If I see it green, it will mean continuation for the upside. If not, down. NVDA. All right, NVDA, more volatile stock. You can see the bars coming. We have divergence, so it can say that above here may be pushing for the upside again. If we check it on the 4-hour chart, still negative, so still hold it. Where it is? This is some sort of divergence, but we still have to wait, see how it goes, because there is divergence for both sides. So in the smaller time frame for continuation down, bigger time frame, it wants to move for the upside, so wait a little bit. You can see here, this is what can happen with the market. This is making lower low, this is making higher low, and then push, creating a short continuation down. So this is what can happen in the market. Market make another attempt, immediately create a short continuation move, and then the bar will hold, and we'll try to make higher lows to give a sign for the move for the upside. So at the moment, NVIDIA is a little bit negative. We want to see, I would like to see another confirmation. I don't have any close, let's say, break of trend. You could see it as a close break, so above 110, maybe try to attempt, but I could see the sellers coming back in and making another pressure. So even if it will be late for enter in the 120, it will be much safer than to take a risk unless their candle give a nice risk reward ratio. Meta. Meta very interesting. See the gap and immediately sell off. Alright, you can see the gap, sell off, you can see it here. And I don't like it. I don't like it. What you want to take all the stop losses, immediately sell off. This is like a big sideways move of distribution. Be very careful with it. I basically don't know what to tell about it. Just there is a divergence for a short continuation on the daily. We could see because of the big gap, you can see change of trend. So now we have to see, and this is a positive one, so probably try to retest it again and then push for the upside. You can see it here, it crossed net positive, 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 even if it moved down, so a lot of computer will see it and try to buy it. See on the 1 hour chart, I can say touching the 470, 474 again, and from there try to push, maybe even try to close this gap, and then to push further up. MRNA, I think did terrible mRNA. With mRNA, we saw, let's go for the 4 hour chart. We saw the big sideways move, and with mRNA, this is very risky. Or it can make a bounce for the upside, or make a bounce break for the downside, and decide to make the break. We saw the spike here, and this is the reason why I'm not joining every time with MRNA. It's more like intraday trading. If you can get it, and you can see the big volume, and this is not that good. Now let's get for the daily and see what happened. So the trend, we didn't touch it. So it's hanging on the trend. Give a sign for break here. Move again up, got rejected, and then a big red candle and see what happened. Boom. Alright guys. So sometimes you have to follow your sign. Nothing much to say, guys. Let's move it on the weekly. See where it touched. This is all I'm gonna say. See where it touched. Alright guys, so this is it, but this is on a move for the down, so be very careful with it. Because I think it's planning a bigger move with a bigger time frame. This is it. BA. Alright, BA. Same goes with BA. Let's move for the daily. We saw, and I gave the sign, be very careful from the spike for the upside and immediately flash down, and this is what it did. This is not a good sign from BA. If we watch it here, we can see a change in the trends coming up, so it can push for the upside and failure for the downside. Big oversold. 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4. And not much divergence, so continuation for the downside. Momentum is facing down, 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 down. Looking at like all the market. So nothing much to say. Is it a spike up, spike down scenarios? Could be, guys, could be. This is, you can see this is the sideways, so it's spike up, taking all the stop losses. Immediately flash down, taking here all the stop losses. Let's see what happened. I don't see a bigger volume. I see here the spike up volume for entering, but I don't see here a bigger volume. So maybe another move a little bit down. Let's see if we have, yeah, maybe here again. And from there bring the buys. At the moment, I don't like BA for any investment. You see it's on the daily, below the 200, not that good. And facing down, changing the trend again. And even though this could be a little bit more for a sideways move, you do something like this. This is a change. I don't like it, guys. Gold. All right. Let me check something. Right, yeah. With gold, changing the trend for the move up, but you can see the sell-off. No divergence, so it means just a continuation. Nice volume here. Momentum is positive. It touched the key level, wants to move for the upside. Can give a nice sign for the move for the upside. The problem is don't see a big divergence. You see it here once, two. So this is moving, making higher lows. This is lower lows. Could be interesting. But why did it make this move? I don't understand it. I don't know, maybe it was afraid from the 230, so it wants to bring more buyers waiting here at the 200. I don't know. Very weird. So I don't know, because this is taking both sides, very small time frame, both sides, up and down stop losses. So maybe it will need to build a position again of and give a good entry. But still the gold is positive, guys, so nothing much to say about it. Silver the same, even though it's a little bit low. Silver's make the same move, but again a little bit more negative, but still positive form because it's above the 200. But you see the 50 is already started to face down, so I could see it a little bit positive, but it will take some time. I don't know. Check the 4-hour chart. Still didn't make a clean break for the upside, so I will wait a little bit. The trend here down, down, down didn't break yet. So wait a little bit if you want to see how it reacts to the 26. I still want to see it a little bit more down about those area, close some gaps and see how it reacts to it, and then bring more buyers. What? I'm looking at it right here. If we take something like this, all right, guys, 25. It's interesting. It's more interesting. It's the best interest, all right, guys. If we check the Fibonacci level, let's say from here, oops, sorry, they're almost touched 50, so it's still positive. This is the silver Oxy. Oxy is in a good move for my prediction because I'm still waiting for the 53.60. All the time it was touching the 16, bouncing up, and now it broke. So I'm waiting, guys. I'm waiting for the 53.60, and I can see it coming. This is it, guys. Very short. So let's sum it up, guys. What can be in the market at the moment? I see the bounce from a key levels of the SPY, of the Qs. So I could see this is the end of the zone of the low and bouncing up from it. You saw the rotation in the XLP, XLU, XLV. You saw the TLT moving up because of the interest rate forecast. So it seems that it's like, let's say, could be a scenario of an oversold bounce. All right, this is an oversold, and now we're gonna see the bounce. Will the bounce continue and moving further to the upside? Might be so, but remember, a lot of indicators give us a sign of recession, which could make the market move a little bit further down. But most of them are very laggy, so we could see a continuation up and then a big drop. So at the moment, I'm still positive. I could see in some scenarios the move more for the downside, but I will waiting for the opening. if I see it big gap for the upside, this could be a bounce, guys. And the drop of the 6% or 11% in the Qs is over. Even though if I see it move a little bit further, if I see a crack in the SPY below the 528, I could see it coming for the 505. And with the Qs, if I'm not seeing coming back up and breaking above the, let's say, 544, 560, I could see it coming for the 426, 427. And this is what I'm gonna watch. And I will watch closely the reaction of a key level of the sellers. I will look for the sellers to see how they react. This is it, guys. Hope you like this prediction and analysis. And like it, subscribes, follow, thumbs ups, and see you guys later. Bye bye.